Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello all friends. Now here we will discuss the tsunami and earthquake that occurred in 2004 in Aceh. Because today coincidence with December 29, here I want to review a little about the incident that hit the earth and will not be forgotten by making track time, namely the earthquake and tsunami that hit the coast of Aceh on December 29, 2004 ago. We know that the Aceh tsunami was a tsunami that occurred quickly. Here we have Mr. Vijay as a geographer who focus on physical geography. Let's ask, how did the Aceh tsunami occur in 2004 from a geographical perspective, and what were these impacts?
First of all, thank you so much for the questions. But as far I know, the huge what happened in Aceh is caused because the huge earthquake also. When that day comes out, the people really don't know how to really help themselves because this country had a bad to resolve this the kind of things, and we're supposed to be more kind of, how to make that not happen again. But I think it's sunnatullah here, that's right. We cannot manipulate those things. But in some way, I think that really happened there is really kind of, something that we must learn. It's like, the first of all, what happened there in the west of Aceh, when the two biggest what we call nations called Lempeng, they meet together and makes the like cracking each other, makes the longest cracks in the world. It's a record, it's Guinness World Record for this kind of earthquake. And what we call national is like patahan, and that it makes something, quaking the whole planet, almost 1 centimeters impact in our earth. But if you know it, everything that would happen there is really need to be studied more, because as far I know too also, we must be more confident to accepting all those things. And I will read something to justify all of this. For example, like this. The cause, I will talk about the cause. The energy earthquake that triggered the Delhi tsunami took place in western area of the coast of Aceh. That's right, I said before. So the single tsunami is still recorded as one of the strongest of the century. Okay? And that number scientific literature recorded a quake between magnitudes of 9.1. That's huge impact, Meanwhile, the United States Geological Survey recorded the violent quake at a magnitude of 9.1. So there's a deal. So the fault that stretched from the West Aceh Sea up to the Andaman Sea, registered as the Eurasian and Indonesian plates, is considered to be the longest stretching fault. It's according to the National Science Foundation. But the number of tsunami waves entered Aceh mainland in just 6 minutes, can you imagine? And driven by the shallow nature of the quake, which had a epicenter of depth of only 10 kilometers. Scientific reports suggest the earthquake fracture consists of between 6 segments to 7 segments along the length of the many kilometers where the Eurasian and Indo-Australian plates meet. So as far I know, when this happening in the morning, when people are really maybe they not wake up because there's Muslim a majority, but yeah, we never know about that. Can you walk it to me? Yeah, thank you. And the first earthquake happened in the morning Western Indonesia time, or WIB. We call Indonesia called WIB, and caused multiple tsunami waves to hit a number of coastal countries in Southeast Asia, such as Malaysia, Myanmar, and Singapore. But also in South Asia, like India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, until in the Africa, in Somalia. How long from Aceh to Somalia? And then Maldives, yeah, I'm forgot Maldives. There's were more than 10 countries affected by the earthquake, with Indonesia suffering the worst due to the country close range of its epicenter. Strong waves devastated cities such as Banda Aceh, Aceh Besar, West Aceh, Aceh Jaya, PD, Beron, and Lok Sumawe. So, overall, the tsunami claimed more than 100 people died. Innalillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. But our country is the most affected because the epicenter is close. Meanwhile, Indonesia is almost the same. Among the victims in Indonesia, as many as Swedish nationals were killed in disaster, making the European country with the most cities killed in Indonesia during the disaster. And then a book titled Aceh Post 15 Years of the Tsunami, written by Shamsidi and colleagues, record that the Aceh tsunami also caused losses of several sectors according to data, and as many named harbors and long of public highway sustained heavy damage. I think you can see in the picture, or you can see on the internet, everything that I read there. And yeah, I think all the damage, it's really I just can say that was big, Catholic home is more than that, like 3 kali lipat, huge, higher than that when it comes to the castle of Aceh. So those things, I think it's become wonderful what happened. So it's just how we country to rebuild their mitigation about this. So yeah, that's my answer. Thank you.
Well, that's the explanation. Then we will also explore the religious aspect. We know that the ever famous Grand Mosque of Aceh was not affected by the tsunami at all in a religious context. How was the 2004 Aceh tsunami perceived by the community as a test of faith, and how did this event affect the religious practices and spiritual values of the Aceh community post disaster? Was there a significant change in the way that community viewed disaster and destiny after experiencing this tragedy?
Okay, thanks you. In this event, of course, we feel very deep pain in the Aceh tsunami in the year 2004, which has been explained by Brother Vijay. Okay, in this case, I will review this event in the scope of religion. First, I will also emphasize that disaster must have wisdom, and it is not true if we say that all disasters are punishment. Many non-Muslims and some Muslim religious leaders say that the disaster that occurred in Aceh was a punishment for the behavior of the Acehnese people who deviated from Islam. However, from the testimonies of Acehnese natives that I have read from various literatures, it is said that not all Acehnese cultures have deviant cultures, and what is accused of the Acehnese is not true. Okay, for example, the culture of using marijuana leaves by the people of Aceh, the accusation arose when after the tsunami, which is clear that this is just an accusation of unclear origin, because from the testimony of Acehnese natives, marijuana is indeed used by Acehnese people, but it is not the leaves that are used but the seeds, which are useful for cooking ingredients and most importantly are not intoxicating. Okay. Religious practice in Aceh are growing, especially in the Acehnese Muslim community, because we know that the prolonged conflict over the GAM problem, or can be said to be the Free Aceh movement, has made the Acehnese people very depressed, because in that human rights violation committed by Indonesian soldiers are very cruel, often kidnapping civilians, especially residents who went to go to prayer room or mosque. The blessing of the tsunami event, causing the loss of many human population and the destruction of almost all aspects of infrastructure in Aceh, so that all tribes in Aceh and outside Aceh helped rebuild the province of Aceh, and the people of Aceh just felt the warmth of the harmony that became our motto, unity in diversity. Okay, so that at this time Aceh became the westernmost province of Indonesia, which was very prosperous and free in worship, unlike before the tsunami, which was very afraid of the troop or soldiers. So in my opinions, this cannot be said to be a punishment. Perhaps it is more appropriate to be a lesson and to make the Indonesian people realize that unity are very important. Okay.
Okay, next, Mr. Bagus. Here I have a few questions about the political and technology aspect. What is the role of the government and international institutions in handling the 2004 Aceh tsunami disaster, both in terms of humanitarian assistance and in the application of technology for disaster mitigation in the future? How do public politics from this disaster experience affect the relationship between the local government and the people of Aceh, and their influence on the implementation of Islamic law in the region?
Okay, thank you very much for Miss Cindy. Yeah, okay. After 80 years, the earthquakes and tsunami waves of December 26, 2004 are still vividly remembered by the people of Aceh. The increasing incidence of disasters in the recent years due to change in natural conditions and human action has given birth to many ideas in an effort to save lives from the impacts caused by disasters. Looking at the reality in the society, generally, most of our population only recognize disasters caused by nature, even though disasters are not only about natural phenomena. Events of such events that threaten and disrupt people's life and livelihoods caused by both natural and or non-natural factors and human factors, resulting in human casualties, environmental damage, property losses, and psychological impacts. Several non-ministerial state institutions were formed to handle disaster causes before, during, and after disaster. One of them is the tsunami Tsunami and Disaster Mitigation Research Center, or TDMRC, of Syah Kuala University, many still do not know that Aceh currently has a research center and research in disaster. The Tsunami and Disaster Mitigation Research Center of Syah Kuala University is a research institution established in 2006. The success of TDMRC aims to increase quality disaster research, provide advocacy to the government in making policies, collect and provide the best data by accelerating the process of collecting appropriate data related to the impact of disaster. So, think about politics. We know that the governments are really making of some organization to make that to avoid the impact that that 80 years ago that impact the Aceh. That's like Haidar said. We all know that Aceh will follow the law of the desert. So yeah, these are my talk about that. So about the technology, that we all know that our technology that was where from the van. Just like we all know that why some people were like, why not our technology does like in the Japanese? It was like we're not detecting about the earthquake. Yeah, so yeah, because of that, yeah, we know that our technology is so far, but we do the best. We got to avoid that impact again to the next year or the next year, or about we don't know about the earthquake. We know at least we had we can ready when those events about the earthquakes or tsunami that will affect not even the Aceh or but the Indonesian countries of that. So yeah, this is my talk.
Okay. Wow, our discussion today is very exciting. Maybe we can stop the discussion. I would like to thank Mr. Vijay, Mr. Bagus, and Mr. Haidar for this information today.